and welcome to today's special coverage. As the 9th Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit unfolds in Beijing, it is not just another high-level diplomatic event. This summit represents a critical juncture in the evolving relationship between Africa and China, a relationship that has seen significant growth but also faces its share of challenges. What can we expect from this summit, and what are the implications for Africa's future? Let's delve deeper into these questions. To start, it's important to ask, what does this summit mean for Africa? The simple answer is that it means a lot. China has become Africa's largest trading partner, with billions of dollars in trade, loans, and investments flowing between the two regions. But this relationship is far from straightforward. While China has provided much-needed infrastructure development, aid, and investment, there are growing concerns about debt sustainability, trade imbalances, and the potential over-reliance on a single partner. Let's take a step back and look at the past. The FOCAC summit was first established in 2000, a time when China's engagement with Africa was just beginning to intensify. Over the past 2 decades, FOCAC has been the primary platform through which China and African nations have negotiated and deepened their ties. Initially, China's focus was on large-scale infrastructure projects like roads, railways, and ports, developments that have visibly transformed many African cities and countries. However, as China's economy and global strategy evolve, so too does its approach to Africa. This year, President Xi Jinping has signaled a shift towards what he calls small and beautiful projects. But what does this really mean? Unlike the mega projects of the past, these initiatives are expected to be more focused, possibly involving green technologies, technology transfer, and people-to-people exchanges. The shift might also reflect China's own economic pressures as it seeks to balance its global investments more carefully, while still maintaining its influence in Africa. African leaders, including Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, Zimbabwe's Edi Mnangagwa, Nigeria's Bola Tinubu, among other heads of states, are attending the summit with specific demands. Many are seeking faster and more effective solutions to the continent's mounting debt crisis. They're also looking for new investments that can create jobs and boost their economies, particularly through the establishment of manufacturing hubs. And let's not forget the ongoing issue of trade deficits. African countries have long expressed frustration over the imbalance in trade with China. Leaders like South Africa's President Ramaphosa are hoping that this summit will bring better terms for their agricultural and natural resource exports. One pressing question is this: can African nations leverage this summit to diversify their partnerships? While China remains a crucial partner, it's clear that relying too heavily on any single country carries risks. Diversification has become a buzzword in African policy circles. Countries are increasingly looking towards other global players, including the European Union, the United States, and emerging economies like India, to balance their international relations. However, the challenge lies in negotiating terms that are as favorable as those offered by China, which has often been more willing to invest in riskier or less profitable ventures than Western countries. Now, let's address the cultural aspect of this relationship. FOCAC is not just about economics, it's also about people-to-people connections. Educational exchanges, cultural programs, and cooperative ventures in technology and innovation are all on the table. These initiatives could help build a more balanced and mutually respectful relationship. But will these cultural exchanges translate into tangible benefits on the ground, or will they remain symbolic gestures? That's something African leaders need to consider carefully. As the summit continues, we'll also be watching how the negotiations play out. Chinese and African delegates have already begun discussing the 2024 to 2027 action plan, which will guide their cooperation for the next 3 years. The outcome of these discussions will be crucial in determining the direction of Africa-China relations moving forward. Will African leaders secure the commitments they need, or will this be another case of unmet promises? In closing, the FOCAC summit is more than just a diplomatic gathering. It's a test of the Africa-China partnership. Both sides need to come to the table with clear objectives and a willingness to compromise. For Africa, this means pushing for fairer trade terms, more sustainable investments, and deeper cultural ties. For China, it's about balancing its global ambitions with the realities of its partners' needs and expectations. The stakes are high, and the outcomes will have lasting impacts on both continents. We'll continue to monitor the developments and bring you the latest. Stay connected with us here on the African News Network, on our website, mobile app, and social media platforms. I'm Cynthia Nivyoandi. Thank you for joining.